Unfinished business. What does it mean? Is it office work left on the desk for the next day? Is it waiting on someone else to fulfill the end of their bargain? Or is it a dream of what the future may hold? There is no set answer, and the same rings true for the girls of Caribou County. Welcome to girls basketball, where it doesn't matter if you're a fan of the Cardinals of Soda Springs, the Grizzlies of Grace, or the Cowgirls of North Gym. All three share one common bond: unfinished business. And this year, there is a fire inside to make sure nothing is left on the table and that nothing is put off for next season. Girls basketball on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by Monsanto, Hunziker Ford, Silver Star Communication, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now sit back and relax and enjoy the season of heart, hustle, and determination as the girls of Soda Springs, Grace, and Bancroft leave it all on the court in search of the titles and dreams which eluded them last season. All on your home for the best of Caribou County athletics.
And welcome to everybody tuned in across the fields of Caribou County, throughout Bear Lake County, and wherever else you might be. Caleb Bergraff alongside Kirby Martineau as the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals enter the state basketball tournament, brought to you by the United Dairymen of Idaho, and we are along for the ride. And hopefully it's going to be a long and hopefully a very successful ride for the Lady Cardinals. I'm Caleb Bergraff. Beside me, as he's been all season, is Kirby Martineau. Unfortunately, no video tonight. Once again, we do apologize for that, but we are excited to be bringing this to you over KBRV The Bear, 800 AM, 106.3 FM, and 92.7 FM, wherever you might be. In Kirby, as the state tournament comes in, you've been able to follow this team for almost every trip that they've had to the state tournament. It might be every trip that they've had to the state tournament.
I think it has been. I think this is my 15th trip, and I've enjoyed every one of them. Even though we haven't walked off with the championship trophy every one of those years, to reach this level is quite an achievement for these young ladies.
A little bit of an extended pregame show on the way, and before we jump into the majority of it, we got to give you guys a picture of the two teams that are going to be playing tonight. The Soda Springs Cardinals, 15 straight state tournament appearances now under Coach Wade Schwanevelt. Never have the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals missed a state tournament appearance under this coach. As for the DECLO Hornets, led by a sister-in-law of a name you might understand and know in Soda Springs as Dina Garbett, the head coach of these DECLO Lady Hornets, the sister-in-law of Coach Cliff Garbett for the Soda Springs wrestling team and football team. She has taken this team for the first time for any of these players to the state championships, as they finally were able to get over the hump and take down Wendell to make it here. Two teams on different spectrums coming into this tournament, and that always provides for an interesting environment on the court.
It does. A lot of similarities between these two teams, but yet a lot of differences. They have a couple of freshmen in their lineup and a couple seniors, and we also have some freshmen in our lineup and some seniors. So that way we're pretty even. We do have a little bit of a height advantage underneath. Other than that, it's just going to be all-out hustle by both teams.
That is always going to be the biggest key in the state tournament, is hustle. We've already seen that. In fact, in the first couple of games, Cole Valley, a favorite going into the game against St. Mary's, was out-hustled by St. Mary's. I think the easiest way to say it, as St. Mary's wins that one in overtime, 71-68. And the Ryrie Bulldogs against the Marsing Huskies, I think a lot of people are going, Ryrie, oh, they'll cruise. It'll be a cakewalk for them through it. No, that game was 33-31 at the half. Ryrie did end up winning by over 20 points, but it was not because the Marsing Huskies did not push them.
That's true. They played their hearts out for 32 minutes. They did a great job, and as you say, that first half was just one basket, one way or the other, all the way through. So our hats off to that team as well.
Those two teams set up for a semifinal that will be taking place tomorrow afternoon and evening at 6 o'clock. The Soda Springs Cardinals, they're hoping to put themselves into a semifinal, as they will be taking on the winner of the Melba Mustangs, who will be taking on the Malad Dragons. We'll talk more about this semifinal possibility as things move on through the evening and through the night. But when we come back, our standout student will be joining us on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com, as well as an interview with Kirsten Rasmussen from the Lady Cardinals as she enters her 4th state tournament appearance. And we'll be sitting down and we'll be talking with the head coach of the DECLO Lady Hornets in Dina Garbett. All coming up on your home for Caribou County Athletics and Soda Springs Cardinals Lady Basketball on KBRV The Bear, and of course on every different dial that you can turn it to.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Caleb Burgraff here with Cheyenne Daniels from Soda Springs High School. And first of all, Cheyenne, the senior year, how's it been going for you this year?
It's stressful. Senioritis is a real thing, that's for sure.
You guys are getting into the second semester now. What are some of the things that you've been doing? What are some of the classes you've been taking this semester or even last year that you really enjoyed?
Well, I'm focusing mainly on getting a lot of college credits so that I don't have to take as many next semester. So I've been taking a lot of math and English, which is helping me in the long run.
Are those subjects that you really enjoy taking as well, or are there any other subjects that if you could take them, you'd really love to delve into more?
They are my favorite. I mean, I don't hate them, but my favorite is more extracurricular, like art classes and cooking classes like that.
So you really like to be creative and try and get your hands working on something and really try to build something.
Yeah, I took art last semester, and it was probably my favorite class because I got to just express myself and let go of all the stress I had.
Teachers are always a big piece of school as well. Are there any teachers here who have really stood out to you?
All my teachers, they're all pretty equal to me. They all have helped me a lot with my senior year and anything that I've needed help with, so I appreciate them for that.
Are there any things that you really look for in a teacher, especially if you're getting ready to go to college, you're going to be getting new professors, new faces? Is there anything that you really want in a teacher to make a perfect learning environment?
I really like when they do hands-on and one-on-one time, because when I'm in a big classroom and I don't get as much focus individually, it's a lot harder for me to catch on and keep up. So.
One of the other big things with the senior year, obviously the senior project. What did you end up doing for your senior project?
I held a trap shoot to raise money for the radiology program at the hospital, and so, yeah, that was pretty fun.
And you're going into a radiology type field as well when you go to college. We'll talk about that in a second, but first, you do extracurricular stuff here as well, softball, and you're also on the cheer team. What makes you want to do extracurricular stuff? What makes you want to go that extra step beyond just the regular classes?
Well, I've always just enjoyed them. I've grown up doing cheer and softball, and so it's just something that I love, and it takes my mind off of all the hard classes and homework that I have.
As we said, you're getting set for college. You said Lewis and Clark is where you're heading to. What do you want to do there, and what made you choose Lewis and Clark as the place to go?
I choose Lewis and Clark because I want to go into radiographic science, and they are the only school in Idaho that has it as a bachelor degree. And so I wanted to go ahead and get that 4-year degree rather than the 2-year degree to kind of give me a step up.
We'll wrap it all up with this. And Cheyenne, as you look back on Soda Springs High School, you look back on the time here, what makes this place a really fun place or a really good school to come to?
I just love the friendships and the bonds it brings. We all know each other and we all get along with each other. And so no matter what class you're in, no matter who's your teacher, where you're at, you're always with somebody who you can laugh with and goof around with.
Well, good luck to you as you continue on through this year, and good luck as you get ready for that next step after high school.
This presentation of Caribou County Sports is being brought to you by Arctic Circle. After the game, be sure to grab dessert at Arctic Circle, where they have above-the-rim shakes and malts, as well as the best soft serve cones in town.
In a word, breastfeeding is amazing.
It's empowering. It's the best thing I can do for my baby.
It's rewarding.
While every mom has a different way of describing breastfeeding, we all need help and encouragement. So know that support is there for you, from your family or from your friends. And at womenshealth.gov/it's only natural.
Breastfeeding. It's only natural.
Mother's love, mother's milk. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
My name's Greg Anderson, third-generation dairy farmer. I have an app on my smartphone that I can pull up almost anything you want to know about any of these cows. Their birth date, their calving date, how many pounds of milk they gave, what's the percent fat of the milk, whether I'm in the office or out in the midst of the cows, or if I'm on vacation, I can see what's happened to a certain cow or what's been her history.
Idaho Dairy Farm Families, where good comes from.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Are you among the millions of Americans living with chronic pain? If so, you may think prescription opioids are the solution. Truth is, opioids only mask the pain, and they come with serious side effects, from nausea to withdrawal symptoms to overdose. There is another choice: physical therapy. Physical therapists treat pain through movement and exercise. Choose physical therapy. Visit moveforwardpt.com. This public service announcement is brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Caleb Bergraff joined here in the pregame show with Dina Garbett from the DECLO Hornets. And first of all, Coach, congratulations for making it to the state tournament. What's been your message to the kids this week as you guys have prepared for this?
You know, I think for us, this is the first time any of my girls have ever been here. And it's just to enjoy the moment and to give it all. I mean, we have nothing to lose, and to come and leave it all on the court every game that we play.
In District 4, it can be sometimes tough to find 2A or other 3A teams to play, but the ones that you've been able to get up against, Cole Valley, a couple of tough games there, and then also some games against Buell, both those teams in the state tournament. How much did that help prepare your girls for getting into the environment against some teams?
Oh, I think always when you play up and you play against good competition, I think that environment just prepares them, all the way through the season, of just the level of play that you have to if you want to be at the state tournament.
You guys are a very guard-oriented team, not a ton of size. Has that helped with your coaching style? Has that played into the way you try and attack the court?
You know, I think for me, my coaching style is, my expectation of these girls is just to play hard. Whether they're big, small, it doesn't matter. My expectations for all of them is, granted, we have had a small team, but I tell them the harder you play, the bigger you are. So size doesn't matter for me.
Tonight's game is an interesting matchup of two younger teams as well. What goes into coaching a younger team and getting them to this level?
I think it's a lot of mentally, is just being able to control whatever way the game's going, that they've got to control their emotions, control the ball, control all those little things that they can control. And, I think with anybody, it's always a learning experience. For all these girls who's never been to state, it's going to be a learning experience, but they've worked hard to get here, so it's kind of exciting for us.
Looking specifically at some of the players on your team, who are the players that you really need to have a great performance from tonight in order to get a win?
Honestly, and this is what I've been drilling them, all week long, is that they've got to, it's all of them. They all have to show up, because we're not deep, and we only had 8 girls on our team all year long. That's all we had. So we're not a deep team, but that they've got to come out, all of them, and do all their little jobs right, and we'll be okay.
You guys also were able to punch your ticket to state fairly early, the early district play against Wendell, only one other team to go against. Did that help maybe to calm the nerves, not make it so antsy or suspense-driven on whether you're coming here?
I think for us, this is kind of how our situation's been all year long. We'll go a couple times with a game, and then we have a big week break. And I just told the girls, I'm like, hey, it's preparing us for state. You go, we have a break. You go, you have a break. You go, you have a break. And I said, this just prepares us that we now have that break, and then when we hit the floor, it's game time. We don't have time to mess around. So
We'll wrap it all up with this, Coach. Tonight, Soda Springs, first round of state. If you look at the Cardinals, not a lot of common opponents between you guys, and not necessarily a ton of film to grab either, but what do you know about the Cardinals that you need to stop?
I think Soda's a great team all the way around. I mean, they have a great coach. He does a great job with them of just switching their defenses, their pressure. They really are. I mean, they've been second at state last year, the year before state champions. I mean, coming to battle. That's our biggest thing, is we want to come and battle them and just show that we deserve to be here too.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. Good luck to you and your Lady Hornets as you guys get set for the opening game.
All right, thank you very much.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of February 9th through the 15th. And it starts off with boneless beef New York steaks at $5.99 a pound. Grab yourself some veggies to go with that steak with fresh asparagus at $1.88 a pound. Fruits for dessert can include blueberries or blackberries, 6-ounce packages at 2 for $5. Large apples are $2.49 a pound, and red seedless grapes are $1.69 a pound. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
Knowing what it's like to go to the state tournament.
I don't feel like it's any different anytime you go. I mean, you're still nervous, you still have the jitters and
Kayla Bergraff here with Kirsten Rasmussen. And Kirsten, first of all, as the Soda Springs girls get ready for state, this is going to be your 4th trip to the state tournament. What's it been like, and how do you use that experience knowing what it's like to go to the state tournament?
I don't feel like it's any different anytime you go. I mean, you're still nervous, you still have the jitters and everything, but I feel like you have more experience with it. It's not such a new concept or whatever.
You've experienced all of the highs and lows, including a state championship as well as losing that. Does that add to the fire to close it out on the highest note your senior year?
Yeah, it adds to it a lot. I mean, I'm sure me, along with even the non-senior girls, all want to come out with the state championship. And losing last year, of course, we want to come back and, get what we came out with to get last year, and so I feel like that kind of just gets us all a little fired up.
You are going to be playing with a bunch of girls that have never really experienced that state tournament before. It's about 50-50 on the team this year. How have you been trying to be a leader on the team, or how have you been using your leadership on the team in order to get them ready for that in these last couple of weeks of practice?
I feel like I've just been kind of motivating, trying to keep them calm and
like tough situations, frantic situations, but I don't think it should be anything. I mean, I'm sure they'll have jitters and everything, but I think they'll be fine. I mean, they know how to handle themselves, and I'll just keep them calm and do whatever I can to help them.
When you think about the first round game, the DECLO Hornets, a team that you don't really have a lot to compare with. You have a couple of common opponents, but you really haven't seen them a lot. How do you prepare for a team that you haven't seen? Obviously, you can see film, but how do you try and get ready for what they're going to bring?
Kind of just clean up all of your everything that you can, say your defense, like bring out and go through every defense so that you can be prepared, you know, in the time to use whatever you can. If say you're down or whatever, you can use what you have and all that stuff.
In the game at districts, in the final game at districts, I should say, the third quarter was really a little bit of a lull. I felt like the energy kind of died during that quarter. How do you keep that from happening over at the state tournament? Was it good to have that happen, to be able to be ready to know how to kick it into another gear?
I feel like it was good so that we could be able to know that we can't let our intensity drop like that, but I don't feel like there ever is a time at the state tournament that you don't have intensity, but if there is, I feel like we know how to bounce back from that now since we've had that happen to us. I mean, we've had plenty of points in our seasons where we've had good first halves, not very good second halves, and so I feel like that from going through all of that, we know what to do to keep the intensity going through the whole game.
That environment over at state definitely does keep you on your toes almost all the way through it. And that's the final question. How do you, it's a long tournament. You guys went over to Parma, but the environment is not really the same thing between Parma and state. How do you keep yourselves from getting too amped up in one game and not having anything left for the games to follow?
I feel like it's all just relaxing and just thinking it as a normal game, not really, you know, going into it as, oh, this is a state tournament game, you know. I mean, yeah, you have to think of the circumstances if we lose, you know, like everything like that. But you just have to just keep yourself calm. Don't go out, you know, wasting all of your energy for, you know, nothing, not doing false hustle or anything like that.
Kirsten, thank you so much for the time, and good luck as you guys get ready for the state tournament, and we're hopefully going to be talking about another state championship.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to be able to sit down and talk with one of the senior leaders for the Cardinals, as Kirsten Rasmussen joining us on the pregame show. And with just about 3 minutes and 3 seconds left to go, we can take a little bit closer look now at what these two teams are going to be bringing to the table. And we mentioned it earlier in the pregame show, very young teams. I think that is the biggest commonality between these two sides, is just that there's not really a very veteran presence of people that have seen this before, and that always ends up bringing a very interesting game.
It does, and you mentioned something earlier that I think is really important for people to know. We have one person that's been here 4 years in a row. That's Kirsten Rasmussen. That's a lot of experience that she totes coming in with the district or state tournament games. But we also have 3 players that's got 3 years of experience. So out of those, there's 13 years of state basketball experience compared to a DECLO team. And as that coach mentioned, this is the first time she's brought girls over here. So that might have a factor in this ball game.
The DECLO Hornets, as you said, none of these girls have played in a state tournament environment, but that doesn't mean they don't have talent. They still went 16-4 on the season. They still swept Wendell, who was the past 3 times they've come to state, and they still were able to get some very convincing wins against a couple of teams that are in the state tournament as well. You look at Buell, you look at Cole Valley. They've played Cole Valley well twice. They never won against Cole Valley, but they were in those games against them. Gooding, another team that is usually in that conversation. Dietrich, Raft River, those teams always seem to be in that conversation. Maybe not at the 2A level, but they always end up having something to say about who makes it to state. And so while they haven't had a tough schedule, like you look at Soda Springs and say, well, they've played Snake and they played Marsh, and they've really stacked up their schedule with the Parma tournament and Bear River. That's the one I was trying to think of. But you look at that, while they haven't played the same necessarily level of opponents, they've still tried to play teams that are in that state conversation.
I agree. There's no question that DECLO is a quality team. They wouldn't be here in this tournament if they were not. So my hat's off to them. I hope it's a great experience for them, no matter what the outcome is. I hope they have a good time and get some experience. And with their team, they got some young players. They'll be back again.
We will pause and take a break when we come back. Starting lineups brought to you by Mountain View Dental, and the opening tip brought to you by Bassett Building and Supply. All on the way on KBRV The Bear, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, National Service Officers.
We've got an entire generation of men and women who have seen war. They're going to need voices.
Paralyzed Veterans of America represents them.
We're going to make sure that the Veterans Affairs gives them everything that they're entitled to.
Get all the health care they need.
Making a person's house adaptable.
And we also focus on getting them a job.
We help our veterans for free.
Changing lives, building futures. That's Paralyzed Veterans of America. To learn more, visit pva.org. A public service message from Paralyzed Veterans of America.
My name is John Wind, partner, owner of Liberty Ranch. What I want people to know about, not just me specifically, but Idaho Dairies as a whole, is we're real passionate about producing a good, quality, clean product for the consumer. When I go in and see people buy a gallon of milk, I have a sense of pride. We have put in a lot of work to put that gallon of milk on the family's table, and we do everything we possibly can to make sure it's a quality product.
Idaho Dairy Farm Families, where good comes from.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Welcome back out to the home of the state championships, Bishop Kelly High School. Caleb Bergraff alongside Kirby Martineau on KBRV The Bear, 800 AM, 106.3 FM, and 92.7 FM as well. If you have any friends in the Caribou County area or the Bear River Valley area and they are wondering how they can listen to this game, they're maybe trying to go to the website to listen in, be sure to tell them. You got to go onto our website at mylocalradio.com. You can still maybe be able to pick up our audio stream on the website, but the easiest way to do it, go to your radio station and or go to your radio dial, flip us over, and you'll be able to pick up all of the action. As right now, a very, very nice presentation to two fans from DECLO and from Soda Springs as the owner of Standards Furniture being honored.
They are for sportsmanship. I really thought that was going to be my shirt this year, but apparently my sister-in-law got it.
Those terrible, horrible people. We're going to pause for the national anthem. The national anthem presented by the DECLO Hornets and the traditional Go Soda from Matt Christensen. Always a welcome sight. Talking with him a little bit earlier before this too, during the break between games. A lot of people from Soda excited for tonight's game as this, again, their 15th straight trip to the state championship. It's become a tradition. People start booking their hotels in August to come to this state tournament.
There's a lot of them that book their motel when they check out this trip. They'll be booking for next year. Some of these people actually book it a year in advance.
And it has never done them wrong, and it doesn't do them wrong this year either, as the starting lineups presented by Mountain View Dental being presented as the Lady Cardinals non-starters being announced first. And we will look at their starters instead. It's a starting lineup we've gotten to be very used to seeing. One change has been added during the district tournament, and we will get to that one. And Sadie Groning, the fantastic freshman standout for the Cardinals, starts things off. She wears the number 2, 5'7", and a freshman for the Lady Cardinals. Much like Reagan Yamauchi last year at this time, she's turned into an offensive threat and a major weapon, and that's been big because of the injury to Reagan Yamauchi.
She has really picked up that slack in that lineup for the Cardinals. Played an outstanding season. They expect a lot out of her in this tournament.
And you've seen her develop and emotionally as well as physically get better and better and better in every game after that injury to Reagan Yamauchi. And that may have been one of the best things for the development of Sadie Groning as the season moves on. The rest of the starters, Casey Smith, a 5'6" junior, wears the number 4. Kat McCullough wears the number 13, a 5'8" junior. Taylor Myers, a 5'7" junior, wears the number 15. She has been the most recent addition to the starting lineup, which had started to find a balance. Kirsten Rasmussen wears the number 24, and the senior leader for the Cardinals, emotionally and physically on the court, has definitely been playing her best basketball as the district tournament went through and into the state tournament. She's a 5'10" post, and she is the tallest player on the court to start things out.
You know, the Cardinals have done a great job every year. You watch them as they develop over the course of a season. They get just a little bit better each week. So about the time they reach the state tournament, they just about topped out as far as performance goes, and we expect a great tournament from them here.
For the DECLO Hornets, they are 16-4 on the season. Only one other team in their district, so their district record a paltry 2-0, but you can't hold that against them for where they are at. They are going to be starting a lineup that is also fairly young in who's coming out onto the court. Senior Kelsey Hamilton leads the way, though. She's a 5'2" guard wearing the number 1. Number 3 is Maddie Ramsey, a 5'2" sophomore wearing the number 3. Number 5 is 5'3" senior wearing the number 5, Paige Ramsey. Number 13, the 5'7" junior Kelly Montoya, and number 35, a 5'8" junior, Jasa Fox. And look for those 5 to have a lot to say about what exactly comes through and how this team performs. For the DECLO Hornets, they are a very small team, but guard-oriented, and they're quick. Even talking to Wade Schwartz, you look at the 2 sisters, Maddie and Paige Ramsey, those 2 are lightning quick, according to anybody I've talked to. That's the Valley coach, that's Wade, that is anybody that you have had the chance to interact and see this DECLO Hornets team.
I think it's a pretty known fact that it doesn't always take a tall player to win a ball game. You get quickness on a team, and they can be just as tough to guard as anybody else. The only disadvantage they have sometimes is they don't get all the offensive and defensive rebounds that they'd like to get.
Third generation.
They do well.
Those are your starting lineups, once again brought to you by Mountain View Dental, where they provide general and cosmetic dentistry for the whole family, and want to wish good luck to the Cardinals from Dr. Walker and his staff. Your Bassett Building and Supply opening tip coming up next, as the Cardinals, wearing the home white uniforms, lined up right below us. We're high above Bishop Kelly's home court, as the Cardinals, wearing their home white uniforms, Soda Springs written across the front with red numbers, Cardinals written across the front. I always get it confused because the boys have Soda Springs written across the front of their home whites. Red numbers, the DECLO Hornets wearing the gray road uniforms, DECLO across the front, orange with orange numbers as well. 2 officials on the court for tonight. We thought it might be 3 as they had an alternate. The opening tip won over by the DECLO Hornets and dribbled into the left side of the court as they'll bounce one underneath to the post, and a layup is blown on the left block by Jasa Fox and rebounded by Casey Smith. Full court pressure being loosely applied as Smith takes it on the right side wing. Passes it to Sadie Groning inside to the free throw line. Rasmussen fires a pass to a cutting Smith, and the Cardinals throw the ball away on their opening possession to the baseline, where DECLO will take over and inbound the ball. To do the inbounding, Maddie Ramsey gets the ball in to her sister Paige. Holds it patiently, and now with the right-hand dribble, brings it forward against Kat McCullough. Cardinals looking to push a 1-2-2 zone that's extended to the half-court line. Ramsey to the near side, dribbles it back near the half-court stripe as the senior, finding a spot, passes it to Kelsey Hamilton to the left corner. Dribbles it all the way to the top of the key, dishes right side wing. Maddie Ramsey to the free throw line, lays one up and is fouled. As she extended her body, she was able to draw the contact, and I think that it goes against Sadie Groning, and it does.
That's on number 2, Sadie Groning.
2 free throws coming up at the line. And the first free throw made by Maddie Ramsey. Free throws always so important for the DECLO Hornets. It's going to be even more important tonight to keep them alive as they strike first on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, 1-0 with 7:13 to go. They will not hit the second free throw as Kirsten Rasmussen secures the board. Gives to Sadie Groning, and the freshman, hounded by Maddie Ramsey, will bring it forward. Sadie to the left block, picks up her dribble, gives outside to McCullough. Kat fakes the pass to her left, now gives to Rasmussen, cuts into the lane, gets it back outside. Myers rotates it to Groning from the right corner for three. Sadie Groning drilling the triple, and the Cardinals answer right back. 3-1 with 6:47 to go in the first quarter. The Cardinals lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. First lead of the state championships for the Lady Cards. Up the court, Paige Ramsey drives into the lane, dishes outside. Kelsey Hamilton tries to cut baseline, gets cut off by Smith and Rasmussen. Passes the ball away. It ends up top in Paige Ramsey's hands, and her three-point shot kicks off of the back rim and into the hands of Kat McCullough. Back to Sadie Groning, who takes the point as she brings it straight up the center of the court. Goes to her left, underneath the baseline, straight to the hoop. Can't finish the layup, though. Almost opened up too much as she put too much emphasis and mustard on it, and the rebound picked up by Paige Ramsey. Big crowd here, first game of the evening session. Cardinals on top 3-1, trying to drive baseline. Hamilton gets cut off, loses the ball as she stumbles. DECLO turning the ball over for the first time in the game, and Groning gives the ball away. McCullough finds Myers in the paint. She can't hit on the first attempt, but a rebound picked up by Casey Smith, who takes herself out of the outside and goes into the paint, and it's a good thing she did right there, attacking the boards.
That time she had a nice, easy putback, but it didn't go in for her. She will get 2 free throws at the line.
2 free throws for Casey. We've talked about her ability at the free throw line all season, and she clicks the cords on her first attempt. 2 rebounds for Casey and 1 point, as she is the leading rebounder on the team. Maddie Matthews will check into the game for the DECLO Hornets. Kelly Montoya taking a seat onto the bench as Smith's second free throw is up and good as well. Soda Springs up to a 4-point lead with 5:51 to go. It's a 5-1 edge on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. DECLO to inbound as Casey Smith checks out of the game. Danny Smith will replace her sister on the court as the 2 freshmen for the Cardinals. The guards, Danny Smith and Sadie Groning, playing together. Up the court, across the timeline. It'll be a bounce pass from Paige, getting it to her sister Maddie. Cuts into the lane, tries to throw it through the lane and into the hands of Maddie Matthews, but it ends up going out of bounds on the baseline to the DECLO Hornets. Last touched, I believe, by Kat McCullough. Casey Anderson into the game for the first time as Myers gets a seat on the bench, and the Hornets will loft one deep. Poked away, the Cardinals forcing a turnover. Danny Smith gets the ball after Groning forced it away, but as she's bringing it up the court, she's tracked down from behind, and the Hornets pick it up but travel immediately themselves with the basketball, and 3 turnovers in the course of about 5 seconds.
They needed a little help bringing the ball up that time. She had a wide open path to the basket, but she didn't see the person coming up behind her.
5 minutes, 23 seconds to go. First quarter of play, 5-1 Cardinals on top. Anderson gives the ball to Kat McCullough. Holds it patiently to the right of the top of the key, standing between the circles. Goes to her right, finds Rasmussen beyond the 3-point line. Danny Smith now pump fakes at the free throw line before finding Anderson. Back to Danny, down low, paint. We'll see Rasmussen feeding it back to the left for Sadie Groning. Again drills one from 15 feet on the wing. Sadie's got 5 of the Cardinals' 7 points, and they've gone on a 7-0 run with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go to give themselves the edge. The Hornets back the other way. We'll see Paige into the lane. Ramsey throwing it through the Cardinals. Will throw it off of the foot of Sadie Groning, and back to the baseline they go for another inbounds play with a substitution getting set to check in as Jorianne Balls will sub in, and the Cardinals, a rare occurrence, 3 freshmen on the court at one time in a state championship first round game. 3 ball from the right wing, no good for the DECLO Hornets. It was missed by Paige Ramsey and rebounded inside by Casey Anderson. Groning brings the ball forward, goes to her left, looks to her left, and McCullough's going to be covered and swamped as Groning tries to come around a screen, and now a foul picked up as the screen was set, and bowling over the screen is Maddie Ramsey as Maddie picks up her second. Good hard screen set by Anderson, but the momentum of Ramsey just carried her too quickly into it. 4 minutes and 43 seconds to go. The ball inbounded to Groning. Passes it back to Danny Smith, who takes on the right wing. Dribbles it back to the top of the key. Finds Anderson. Back to Danny. Started on the outside. tightly by Maddie Matthews as the pass goes inside instead. Jorianne Balls finds Danny top of the key from 18. Can't hit. The rebound inside to Anderson. One dribble, fights a shot up. That's stripped away from her hands and picked up on the loose ball by Maddie Matthews. Up the court come the Hornets, swamped by the Cardinals full court press. They'll break it and feed it to the left corner for three. A shot missed by Kelsey Hamilton and rebounded by Sadie Groning underneath the basket. That's the fourth three-pointer by the Hornets that's been off the mark. The Cardinals coming back the other way, can't answer back themselves as Groning feeds it through the lane, trying to wrap the pass around. Maddie Matthews throws it through the baseline and back into the hands of the DECLO Hornets it goes. Both teams with 3 turnovers in this first quarter.
That would have been a great pass, but the one she was passing it to didn't cut like she should have done to the basket, and as a result it went out of bounds.
The look was there with 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go, but it gives the Hornets the basketball as Paige Ramsey handles the ball right in front of the half-court circle. 3 minutes and 45 to go. She cuts to the lane at the free throw line, bounces it to the near side, and traveling with a shuffle of her feet is Kelly Montoya. Second travel on the DECLO Hornets, 4th turnover. Both times it's just been taken a step before they dribbled. They were in the right motion, but they went one step too early as the Cardinals back up the court. See Smith into the lane, throw the ball off of the legs of the Hornets, and inside it was Jasa Fox, and the Hornets get the turnover of themselves as Hamilton blocked away on the baseline, saved by Anderson, but thrown out of bounds. Great hustle play by Casey Anderson, but just nobody there to get the ball.
That was a great play. Normally you wouldn't even try for something like that, but she did, and she gave it a good effort, but it didn't quite work out the way she wanted.
Leilani Finlayson, by the way, into the game for the Cardinals. 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Wade Schwanevelt trying to get a lot of his young players that have never experienced state play into the game as the Hornets throw up an air ball that's tipped out of bounds, last touched by Casey Smith. The shot was missed by Paige Ramsey, and right now the Hornets, they are not shooting well. They're getting some open looks, but they aren't converting.
They're not shooting well, but one thing that I am impressed with is their offensive rebounding. They've been able to get a couple of shots each time, and you give them enough time, they'll start hitting those baskets.
Soda Springs up 7-1, 3:04 to go. Hamilton dishes to the right side, gets it back on the wing before passing it to Matthews. To the left of the lane, she tries to drive, gets cut off by Myers, finds an open Paige Ramsey who splashes home a two-pointer from 13. On the baseline, she knocks one home, and she's going to have a chance at the free throw line for a three-point play.
15, Taylor Myers, first personal, team foul 2. Checking in number 25, Camry Williams. And for the Cardinals, number 2, Sadie Groning. At the line, shooting 1, number 5, Paige Ramsey.
Paige Ramsey to the line for an and one play as Myers picks up the foul. First on her, second on the Cardinals, and the free throw is good by Ramsey. The Hornets back within 3, 7-4, with 2 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Up the court come the Cardinals. To the right side, Myers gives it back up top to Groning. Looks to her left, now dribbles it back to her right. Catches a screen from Finlayson before dumping to the corner. Inside pass finds Rasmussen on the baseline. Turnaround shot is good by Kirsten. That's become her baby shot, and she has mastered that move. Back to the Hornets. Up the court, Paige Ramsey into the lane, weaves through Cardinals, loses the ball as it's stripped away from her, fires it up to the left elbow where a shot is missed by Hamilton, rebounded by Groning. Up the court, she's going to be stripped of the ball as she tries to pass ahead, gets it back, and she takes it coast to coast to lay it in. And Groning with 7 points forces a timeout to be called by the Hornets as the Lady Cardinals off to an 11-4 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. We'll take a break after this and come back with more on KBRV The Bear, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back out to Bishop Kelly High School in Boise, Idaho on KBRV The Bear as the Soda Springs Cardinals with an 11-4 lead. 2 minutes to go, first quarter of play over the DECLO Hornets in the third quarterfinal matchup of the 2017 United Dairymen of Idaho Real Dairy shootout and a Bear Lake Drug jump ball whistle as the Hornets bring the ball up the court. Will force their 5th turnover of the game. The Hornets with 5, the Cardinals with 4, but the Cardinals still with that 7-point edge and looking to grow as McCullough takes the ball in the front court and on the inbounds pass, dribbles it to her left, spins to her right, almost carries it, but dishes the ball up to Sadie Groning. Pass down low into the paint, poked away from Rasmussen, recovered by McCullough, and she'll feed it back to Kirsten to get it to Groning. 1 minute and 43 seconds to go here, first quarter. The Cardinals to a dream start in this state tournament as they have almost a double-digit lead as a pass to the left side poked out of bounds and into the hands of the Hornets. They'll say last touched on the far sideline by McCullough. It goes off her fingertips. 1 minute and 36 seconds to go. The Cardinals with their 5th turnover will inbound the basketball to the DECLO Hornets, I should say. Paige Ramsey, who has yet to check out, brings it up the court, beats Groning, pass to the near side, finds an open Matthews for 3. Maddie Matthews drilling the deep triple, and the Hornets keeping close, 11-7. They're down by 4. Rasmussen back the other way, too strong on a shot from the right block. Rebound on the backside by Myers, saves it to Groning. Inside pass finds an open Danny Smith, who reverse layups, one up and in. Danny's onto the board for the first time for the Lady Cardinals. Their lead back to 6, 13-7 as the two sides trade baskets in the late part of the first quarter. Up the court comes Paige Ramsey, drives the far sideline before cutting into the lane, dishes it to the right side, and a blocking foul picked up inside by Taylor Myers. She'll get her 2nd foul. The Cardinals pick up their 3rd. Really not a whole lot of fouls coming in this game right now. There's not a ton of contact either.
Well, we got the normal 2 for Taylor in the first quarter, so we're ready to move on.
Glad she keeps me up to mark. As an inbounds play coming up for the DECLO Hornets, and Kelsey Hamilton will be inbounding from the baseline. On the right side of the basket, passes it to the near wing. Played there by Ramsey. Guarded outside by Groning as Ramsey will dribble it towards the top of the key and gives to Hamilton. Double team meets her there. 44 seconds to go. She's backed up near half court, almost stripped to the ball. Feeds it to the free throw line. Matthews lost one into the paint, trying to get it down low to Fox, and it goes over her head and out of bounds as the Hornets turn it over for the 6th time. 37 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. The Cardinals still up 13-7 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and it will be Anderson to inbound the basketball, gets it to Danny Smith. Danny dribbles to her left and hesitates as she brings it forward against the loose man pressure being played by the Hornets. Weaves her way across the timeline, goes to her right, finds Groning. Sadie guarded by Paige Ramsey, dribbles to her left, steps to the lane, beats Ramsey but can't finish the layup as the rebound picked up inside by Fox. Almost stripped away from her, but she gets a pass ahead to Matthews. Still trying to run the court herself, and another pass thrown away. She tried again to get it inside, this time to Camry Williams, and that's 2 DECLO Hornet turnovers in a row on the way down the court in very similar situations.
They've run that same play, and it's just so close to being a great play that I really have a hard time telling it's a turnover.
8 seconds to go. Casey Smith into the game, replacing Sadie Groning, finds a shot from the left elbow. As the horn sounds, Casey notches home her 4th point, and the Cardinals take a 15-7 lead into the second quarter on KBRB The Bear, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
First possession of the second quarter of play goes to the DECLO Hornets, and they wither away with it as they turn it over on the baseline once again. Another errant pass, and it's picked up by the Lady Cardinals. 7 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Second quarter, 15-7. Soda Springs on top, an 8-point edge, and make it 10. Rasmussen on the right side, knocking home her second shot. That from 15 feet on the baseline, and the Cardinals lead 17-7 with 7:29 to go. At the half-court stripe, Paige Ramsey holds on to the basketball, walks it to her right slowly as the Cardinals extending a 2-3 zone. It is going to force a near turnover. Back to the near side, a ball bounced underneath. It's going to be Fox who's fouled on the way up. Anderson not happy with the call, clenches her fist by her chest. But the officials saw the contact. I think it was a good call by the officials.
I think it was a good call. I think Anderson was hoping that there was a clean block, but it wasn't. I think a lot of body.
Jasa Fox to the line for the first time. The Hornets 2 of 3 from the line so far tonight. And the first free throw is no good. And the score remains 17-7. 7:12 to go. Second free throw on the way. That's no good as well, as Rasmussen able to track down the rebound and brings the ball up the court by giving it to Danny Smith. Brings it to her left, walks to the far wing, passes it back to McCullough. She beats her girl, steps to the right block, and can't hit the shot that goes off the side of the rim. It's rebounded underneath by Paige Ramsey. The Cardinals full court press trying to set up, almost forces a turnover under the hoop as it's patted away by Kat McCullough underneath the basket.
Checking in for the Hornets.
Hornets will make another substitution. Amanda Bott, the 5'5 freshman, into the game for the first time as Hamilton takes a seat onto the bench. The ball will be inbounded to Paige Ramsey, and the senior, pushing the pace up the court, brings it to the near wing. Working right to left are the Hornets, wearing the gray and orange uniforms for the road team as the ball is passed off to Bott. Skips it to the near side wing. The younger Ramsey fires up a 3-ball, but won't hit as Anderson able to snatch the rebound before it got to a gray jersey. And with 6:35 to go, back come the Soda Springs Cardinals. Up by 10, 17-7. Danny Smith to her right, passes to the corner. Casey takes it there, waves it above her head before stepping to her left. On the block, spins on the baseline, passes it back out to Danny. The two sisters playing catch as Rasmussen gets it inside, kicks it back out to Casey, who can't hit the three-point shot, but follows it and gets the rebound back for the Cardinals. Danny gets it top of the key. Her 3-ball is good as she says, "Hey sis, I got your back." Knocks it home, and the Cardinals lead by 13. 20-7 in the first near blowout already for the state tournament that we've seen, as neither of the first two games really turned into that till the fourth quarter. Another missed shot results in a rebound for Casey Anderson after the DECLO Hornets can't hit. Rasmussen steps into a 3 of her own, and she drills it from the top of the key. Kirsten Rasmussen extending her range, and Soda Springs is on fire.
They are really looking impressive right now. 7 points is all they've given up in the first almost 11 minutes of basketball tonight, and they have really been showing the fans their offensive threat.
The Soda Springs Cardinals welcoming the Hornets to the second quarter with an 8-0 run. And you got to remember, this is a DECLO Hornets team that has never been here, and this is a horrible way to be greeted to the district or the state tournament, the Real Dairy Shootout.
It really is. What a rude awakening this is for them. But you know, this is where you learn and where you get the experience, and you build on that.
It's getting a little bit sloppy, as with 5 minutes and 46 seconds to go, the Cardinals starting to run away with this one. But the way they played the district tournament, this is something that we've come to expect with this Lady Cardinals team. They put up 3 straight 20-point quarters against Malad, which is also a state team, by the way. And they outscored Bear Lake, let's remember, 28-4 in a quarter of play in the district tournament as well.
I'll tell you, when this team is hot, they can just really put the points on the board in a hurry.
It's all smiles for the Lady Cardinals on the court as they come out with Danny Smith, Leilani Finlayson, Casey Anderson, Kirsten Rasmussen, and Kat McCullough. The Hornets inbounding the basketball will watch as the sophomore Maddie Ramsey takes the point. Puts Danny Smith on her heels as the ball passed away, is going to be dribbled through several Cardinals by Kelly Montoya. A fantastic display of ball handling by Montoya. I don't know how she didn't turn it over.
I'm really impressed with the ball handling ability that these gals from DECLO are showing.
Leilani Finlayson picks up the foul as she reached in while Montoya was dribbling through her, and the Hornets will be inbounding from the far sideline. 5 minutes and 34 seconds to go. Montoya almost loses the ball, gets it back. Another display of her handles, and a foul is called as She passed the ball to Maddie Ramsey, and she's going to be hacked by Casey Anderson on the far wing.
Fouls on number 33.
Not a great
Casey
foul for Anderson. Ends up coming about 22 feet away from the basket for the post. It's her second. Will force her to check out of the game as Jorianne Balls will sub in for the Lady Cardinals. Hornets also making a few substitutions as they will send Kelsey Hamilton back into the game alongside of Maddie Matthews, who will check into the baseline. Paige Ramsey gets the basketball in the inbounds play, feeds it to Matthews at the free throw line, dishes to the near side wing where Hamilton almost loses it, gets it back, throws it away though as it's tipped away from her by Danny Smith, and the Hornets turning it over for the 9th time in this second quarter with 5:15 to go. Still 23-7, the Cardinals on top. Danny takes it to her left, spins into the lane at the elbow, kicks it outside. McCullough finds Jorianne Balls down low. Rasmussen turnaround fader, can't get the soft touch as it just slips off the rim. The Hornets pulling down the rebound with Paige Ramsey deep up ahead to her sister, but she can't take advantage of it, has to pull it back out. Underneath, Fox gets underneath the basket, can't finish a turnaround shot as the rebound is picked up inside by Rasmussen, and Soda Springs will again slow the pace down. 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go. McCullough looking down low. Rasmussen posting up. They'll go backside of her to a wide open Danny Smith. She's got 7. The freshman for the Cardinals with 14 of their 25 points. And with 4.5 to go, the Cardinals are up by 18. 25-7. They've gone on a 10-0 run to start out the second quarter of play. The Hornets looking for answers offensively. Working the ball to the right side. Hamilton has it batted away from her hands. Steps to the wing, trying to dribble her way into the paint. Falls away as she's stripped to the ball, and Rasmussen comes away with the steal. Back over to Danny Smith it goes, and again, the Hornets will have to get back on defense, trying to avoid going down by 20, and a foul picked up by Paige Ramsey on the baseline will be her first and the team's third.
It's just it's fun to watch these gals when they get hot on the floor. They can shoot from just about anywhere. And the defense, they just really have a hard time knowing where they need to be to block some of those shots.
Cardinals to inbound underneath their own baseline. 4:03 to go, second quarter. 25-7, they lead over the Hornets as Casey Smith gives to Groning in the corner. Her three ball short, but Smith ratcheting her way into the lane, able to get the rebound. Can't finish the first time. Second time she's blocked away as well. And Jasa Fox able to come away with the rebound for the Hornets. Cardinals backing off some of their pressure as into the lane. It'll be a shot forced up by Hamilton, blocked away by Rasmussen. She gets her fourth rebound, and back the other way come the Cardinals. 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Soda Springs right now has been dominating this game from start to finish. The Hornets haven't been any closer than 3 points when it was 7-4. Underneath the basket, Rasmussen spins around, dishes it back up to the top of the key. Groning trying to step in, strips to the basketball. The Hornets will bring it back up the court and trying to feed her way through the lane is Camry Williams, but she's cut off. Back outside, Paige Ramsey, a deep three from 25 on the wing. Paige with her first triple of the game. The Hornets picking up their second of the game, and it's a 15-point edge for the Cardinals as Kirsten Rasmussen lining up a triple. She can't hit the three-pointer from right at the top of the key, and a rebound picked up by Camry Williams. Paige Ramsey up the court for the Hornets. Tries to dish it off to her younger sister, and the sophomore loses the handle on it and is picked off by the Cardinals. Sadie Groning again will walk it forward. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. 25-10. Cardinals on top on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in the first half of play. Over to her left, Smith goes down low to Jorianne Balls. One step to the hoop, but the freshman can't finish as it rolls off the side of the rim. The Cardinals going a bit cold from the field, but they can afford this with a 15-point edge, and the Hornets will come back up the court. Soda Springs playing with several starters on the court as they have 3 starters, 2 bench players at this moment. Paige Ramsey's backing the ball away, lost pass near side. Hamilton left alone in the corner, airballs a three right into the hands of her teammate, and being fouled is Camry Williams after getting the rebound on a fortuitous airball. She will be fouled and step to the line for a free throw.
Sadie Groning, second personal, team foul 7.
Sadie Groning gets her second foul. 3 Cardinals with 2 fouls, 1 with 1 foul, as Camry Williams will not be able to hit the first free throw of 2.
Checking in for the Hornets, number 13.
The Hornets right now,
number 15,
2 of 6 from the free throw line. With 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go, 25-10. Soda Springs up by 15 points, and Williams one more free throw coming up. Second free throw, no good as well, and the Hornets have not made a free throw since the first quarter. They're 0 for 4 in the second. The rebound was picked up by Finlayson on the near side for her first. Soda Springs also dominating the rebounding battle as they've grabbed 9 in this quarter, 18 in the game. McCullough gets away with the travel as she drags her back foot, dishes off inside. Jorianne Bowles now joins the scoring. She's got her first basket. 16 points for the Cardinals freshman out of the 27 they put up. To the near side, the ball will be taken to the left wing by Maddie Matthews, pulls it back out and gives to Paige from 30 feet. She'll drill that one! Zimmer for dead, sit down. Paige Ramsey drills her second triple, and combined the two of them are from about 60 feet. What a shot from the senior as the Cardinals lead trim back to 14. A turnover almost forced by the DECLO Hornets with 1 minute and 22 seconds to go, and the Cardinals will be inbounding from the near sideline. My goodness, that girl can shoot.
That's why they don't make any foul shots. They're just way too close.
Ball lofted into the paint on the inbounds by the Cardinals, poked away. The Hornets starting to show a little bit more fight, trailing by 14, 27-13 after the Cardinals went on a 10-0 run to start the quarter. Rasmussen might have gotten away with the bump as the ball dished to the corner. An air ball once again, this time coming from Matthews. Rebounded on the near side by Paige Ramsey, trying to follow her sister's act and can't quite do it as the rebound is going to result in a missed shot. But then the Cardinals turn it over with McCullough inside, dribbling it off of her foot, and back over to the DECLO Hornets it goes again as the Cardinals turn it over for the 8th time. 1 minute and 1 second to go. Soda Springs needing to keep this Hornets run small as it's been a 6-0 run on the inbounds play with 1 minute left to go, and the Hornets trying to make it bigger. Into the lane, Paige Ramsey stops and pops from 15 at the free throw line, can't finish, and the rebound picked up by Finlayson once again inside, and Soda Springs will bring it forward as Coach Swanevelt holding his hand out and saying, slow down, we don't need to rush right now, we have the lead. Danny Smith, though, stripped to the ball. They'll call a foul on a reach. Kelsey Hamilton stepping in and trying to poke the ball away, picks up her first foul. It's only the 4th team foul on the DECLO Hornets, though, so they are not in any trouble in regards to that. Danny Smith to inbound for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Ball lofted in, picked up by Finlayson. Lalani tries to step to her right, pulls it back out near half court before finding Danny once again. A young lineup out there on the court for the Cardinals. A sophomore Finlayson with 2 freshmen, a senior and a junior. Danny takes the ball again at the top of the key. 23 seconds counting down, still 27-13. Soda Springs up by 14 points, over doubling the DECLO Hornets as they look for the final shot. Danny to her right, kicks it over to Finlayson, looking to pass it down low as Danny will cut into the paint. Finlayson tries to drive it herself, and a timeout's going to be taken. No, excuse me, a 5-second call. Foul, excuse me. Thank you for correcting me on that one. Tough to see what the officials are trying to signal sometimes when you're up 3 stories. 6.2 seconds to go. A ball lofted into the paint again. It's Rasmussen can't finish the first time. Gets the offensive board. Can't finish on the putback. And a heave at the buzzer from Ramsey. I was half expecting that one to go in for 70.
I was too.
Cardinals, though, with a 27-13 lead over the DECLO Hornets as they control their opening round of the Real Dairy Shootout and have a half a play to go before heading to the semifinals. Back after this with your halftime show brought to you by Bear Lake Drug on KBRB The Bear and your home for Caribou County Athletics.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
I thought I was too old.
I thought I was too young.
I didn't think I had what it takes.
How'd I find the time?
I went into a music store and tried some percussion. Keyboard,
Guitar,
bass,
ukulele.
and before I knew it,
I could actually play a song.
why make excuses when you can make music? Just play. This message brought to you by the NAM Foundation.
I'm Ed DeGroat, third-generation dairy farmer. It was a dream come true for me to build this dairy, and it was designed for cow comfort. We really love our cows, and 23 hours a day they're in the corrals, relaxing, eating, drinking water. They have access to shade or sun, they have exercise, and then twice a day we milk them. In the milk barn, there's fans, there's water, soakers when it gets too hot. The better we treat those cows, the healthier they are, and that's what we're going for.
Idaho Dairy Farm Families, where good comes from.
Welcome back out to the halftime show. 6:23 to go here or 6.5 minutes to go here in the halftime break. The Bear Lake Drug halftime show. Your Sanders Furniture first half highlights. I'll tell you what, the first 2 minutes of the game, it was close. It was a 7-4 game. DECLO was looking like they were going to be able to keep pace. They were dealing with some turnover issues, but they were right in the thick of it. Then Soda Springs closed it out on what ended up being an 8-3 run. That gave them a 15-7 lead at the halftime break. It wouldn't get much better for DECLO starting out the second quarter. Soda Springs responded with a 10-0 run to start out the second quarter. But give your tip to, you got to tip your cap to her. Paige Ramsey, a pair of three-pointers from deep, and was able to get the Hornets some life, got them back into it on a mini 6-0 run of her own. There would be a 2-point basket late for the Cardinals, but they would be limited to just 12 points in the third quarter after it looked like they were going to be able to run away with it. And you got to give the Hornets all the credit in the world for stopping the momentum the Cardinals were getting to build.
I agree. But, you know, one thing that's been very impressive in this ball game so far is the defense that the Cardinals have played. They've held DECLO under 10 points in both of the first two quarters. If they can continue to do that, that's going to make it awfully difficult for DECLO to get back into the ball game.
As far as the numbers are concerned, as we again welcome you to the Bear Lake Drug halftime show and your Sanders Furniture and Appliance first half highlights. The Cardinals, again, you're used to this as always on the season. They've been playing almost everybody. The only two not to get in so far, Kate White and Alexa Horsley, although the way they're playing, they might get into this game as well, and the way that the score has been rising consistently. But everybody has hit the stat sheet in some way, shape, or form, whether it's rebounding or scoring. Lonnie Finlayson with 2 boards, Kat Nicola with 2 boards, Myers with a rebound, and Casey Anderson no points before rebound. Sadie Groning and Danny Smith, the 2 freshman guards with 7 points each, both with 2 2-point baskets and a 3-point basket. 4 points and 5 rebounds for Casey Smith, 7 points and 4 rebounds for Kirsten Rasmussen, and 2 points coming from Tori and Bald. The Cardinals really spreading the ball around right now, and that is what really means this team is clicking, where they are really starting to even out the scoring.
That's what makes it very difficult for the opponent. They don't have one person that they can guard. They have to watch every one of those players because every one of them on the floor is capable of shooting not just a 2-pointer from inside, but a 3-pointer from outside that 3-point line.
Standard Furniture Appliances Soda Springs carries only the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amanda, Maytag, and more. They're making your house a home. Paige Ramsey's been making this place her home. At least it must feel like she's shooting on her own gym or her own hoop in her front yard, because she has been drilling shots when she's been taking them. She started out cold in the first quarter, but 9 points and 3 rebounds. She has been the offense for the DECLO Hornets.
Well, there's no fear in her. You get her the ball, if she's got any kind of an opening at all, she'll put it up. As we found out, boy, she was barely across the midcourt line when she cast that last one off.
The Hornets also have seen Maddie Ramsey, her younger sister, score 1 point, 1 rebound as well. Maddie Matthews with 3 points and 2 rebounds. That's it for the scoring. The Hornets only had 3 rebounds in the first quarter of play. They've been able to turn that around and pull down 10 rebounds in the first half total, so 7 in the second quarter. But it has not been easy for the DECLO Hornets by any means. They've also struggled from the foul line, only 2 of 7, and that could loom large as this game moves on.
It definitely is. Those free throws are something you really have to capitalize on, especially when you're playing an opponent that's capable of putting up the ball the way the Cardinals have done so far.
27-13 the score at the halftime break. Both teams making their way back up onto the court. We'll take a break when we come back. The second half of action will be coming your way as well. All brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Give them a call at 208-847-1421. Your second half of action coming up after this on KBRV The Bear, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of February 9th through the 15th. And it starts off with boneless beef New York steaks at $5.99 a pound. Grab yourself some veggies to go with that steak with fresh asparagus at $1.88 a pound. Fruits for dessert can include blueberries or blackberries, 6-ounce packages at $2 for $5. Large apples are $2.49 a pound, and red seedless grapes are $1.69 a pound. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs. Welcome back out to the home of the Real Dairy Shootout for 2A basketball. We do have an update from another Eastern Idaho team as the Timberline High School girls basketball team in 3A is stomping Teton at the half, 42-13. The Teton Redskins with a lot of work left to do. Here, 27-13 as we get set for the third quarter of play. The Cardinals up by 14 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And Kirby, what's your goal for the Cardinals in this second half?
Well, I don't think they want to change a thing. I think they're very satisfied with the way the offense and defense went in that first half. If they can continue to do the same, they'll be in great shape for a win here in the second.
Cardinals open up the second half with the basketball. Myers inbounding it deep as the DECLO Hornets really ramping up their pressure, and Soda Springs will back it off to the hands of Sadie Groning. Brings it up across the timeline. 10 seconds gone by here in the third quarter of play. That 14-point lead for the Cardinals holding steady. They've led by as many as 18 points. To her right, now back to her left. It'll come McCullough, passes it to Rasmussen. Inside, it's Casey Smith, who's fouled and count the basket. Casey Smith opens the scoring for the Lady Cards. She gets her 6th point of the game. Rasmussen with the assist, and a chance for Casey Smith to become the 4th Cardinal with 7 points.
And that's one thing the coach really hated to see, to start out the second half, not only give up 2 points, but commit a foul in the process.
Right. Smith missing the free throw. It's going to be rebounded on the play by Kelly Montoya as the Hornets will give the ball over to the younger Ramsey to bring it forward. Back to Montoya on the wing. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. A 16-point lead for the Cardinals as Montoya lines up a jumper from 18 feet on the left wing. Can't hit. The rebound picked up by Rasmussen. And off again, the Cardinals will bring the ball forward to the right side. McCullough tiptoeing the sideline, pass underneath the Myers, who is going to be aggravated after she loses the basketball on too hard of a dribble and makes a very, very bad foul as she reaches in.
Yeah, she wishes she had that one back now. She knows that was not a good call.
They got the name wrong here. It is on the Cardinals, and Taylor Myers picks up her 3rd. As the ball is going to be inbounded and picked up by Paige Ramsey to bring forward. DECLO Hornets working left to right, gray uniforms, orange highlights with DECLO written across the front in bold. To the right side, the ball is picked up by Hamilton, steps to her left at the right elbow, dumps it underneath the Fox, and a nice find as Jasa Fox scores for the first time tonight, and it is a 14-point lead again. The Hornets extending their full court pressure, man-to-man trap in the half-court set, passed up ahead. Smith gets it to McCullough, who can't save it before it goes out of bounds. But they're going to say last touched by the Hornets.
I don't know that I agree with that call. I really thought that Soda hit it last.
So Soda able to, luckily, from our vantage point here, granted we couldn't see underneath there, keep possession of the basketball, and is brought forward by Groning. Looks to her right, passes across the top of the key to McCullough inside. Pass goes to Smith, off of her fingertips and out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Smith, who held her hands up saying it wasn't me, but the turnover will result, and honestly, that just makes it so where it should have been.
I guess so.
Back up the court, DECLO working left to right still, goes into the middle of the court where Paige Ramsey takes it to her right. Got the ball from Maddie. As Paige dribbles to her right, goes back to her left at the top of the key. Cardinals in a man-to-man defense as McCullough forces Paige to the right block, and Rasmussen stepping in, blocks the shot away, but the contact was low, and the foul is picked up by Kirsten. Goes as her first, and it sends Paige Ramsey to the line, who is 1 of 1 tonight.
Paige Ramsey.
6:03 to go, 3rd quarter of play, a 14-point game as Ramsey can't hit the first free throw.
Checking in for the
She
Cardinals,
will remain
number
stuck
33,
at
Casey
9
Anderson.
points in the game. Casey Anderson into the game, takes a spot on the baseline for Taylor Myers. And once more, the shot is up and good, this time by Paige Ramsey. 2 of 3 at the line. The Hornets now 3 of 9. As they're shooting a 33% clip from the stripe. Groning trying to dribble her way through a double team. Keeps her dribble somehow as she gets it across the timeline, beating the Hornets full court press alone. To the right side, Smith gets it to the wing, on beyond the three-point line, finds Groning, 3-ball up, and gets the friendly roll set on the front of the rim. Sadie Groning hits double figures, the first Cardinal to that edge, and the Cardinals doubling up the Hornets again, 32-16. 5 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Right side wing, the ball be passed off to Hamilton, double teamed in the corners, the Cardinals switching to his own. Hamilton steps to the paint, puts up a fadeaway shot. That gets the friendly roll. Soft rim here at Bishop Kelly High School in the Real Dairy Shootout for two-way basketball as the Cardinals will again try and weave their way through the full court press. Groning, one-on-one, passes through the lane, finds Rasmussen, who can't get the friendly roll. That's the first one I've seen kick out, and the Cardinals get the unfortunate bounce, still up by 14, 32-18. Right side, stepping into the lane, a shot put up, fading away, fouled on the play as well as Maddie Ramsey, and she's got 2 free throws coming up for the DECLO Hornets.
Fouls on number 2, Sadie Groning.
Sadie Groning gets her third. It's the third team foul on the Soda Springs Cardinals, and it sends Maddie Ramsey to the line for a pair of free throws, and she can't hit the first. Tell you what, free throws could be the story of tonight's game if the Hornets keep missing.
They've missed several. They could have been right in a real tight ball game with the Cardinals had they hit them.
They've missed 7 free throws in the game so far, 3 of 10. And the second attempt by Ramsey misses as well, so she goes 0 of 2 and make it 8 misses from the free throw line for the DECLO Hornets. That would have made this a 6-point game if they'd made those shots. Cardinals back the other way will have a try to get into the lane coming from Gronning. She gets cut off, can't get it out to Smith, can't hit the shot as she is going to see a shot inside rebounded by the Cardinals, but a foul picked up by Maddie Matthews, who picks up her first personal foul. The PA announcer off, as that is the second team foul on the DECLO Hornets. 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go as Danny Smith will inbound the basketball, lofts it to the far wing. Casey Smith falls down, gets it back to Anderson, and Casey dishes it up top to McCullough. Cat finds Danny Smith. Cardinals working out there with the two sisters, the Smiths, alongside Rasmussen, Anderson, and McCullough. And the ball thrown away off the fingertips of Rasmussen. Soda Springs turning it over for the second time here in the third quarter of play. Into the lane, Hamilton gets caught, and a foul will be picked up this time by the Cardinals as a stutter step into the lane. We'll see Casey Smith pick up her first foul.
Casey Smith, first personal, team foul 4.
Halfway through the third quarter, 32-18, the ball inbounded by the DECLO Hornets to the left side. They work in the gray uniforms, right side of the court, beyond the three-point line. Paige Ramsey gets it to her sister, and Maddie steps it inside. Back out to Hamilton. She lines up for three, can't hit. Anderson secures the rebound for the Cardinals for her 5th of the game, and Danny Smith takes the point, lofts it forward. Kat McCullough holds onto the ball before stepping to her right. Gets a screen from Anderson. Passes it back to Anderson on the give and go through the lane. A pass picked off and read well by Ramsey. Page up the court, trying to take the steal coast to coast. Goes to the lane, puts on the afterburners. Cut off on the baseline, but dishes outside to an open Matthews. Her shot kicks off the front of the rim. No good, into the hands of Kirsten Rasmussen after the Cardinals turnover. The Hornets cannot turn it into points. 3:33 to go, still stuck at 32-18. We've been that way for a while. To the right side, Danny Smith goes underneath the basket, taken by Casey Smith, who strips to the ball and it bounces out of bounds. Staying in the possession of the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals. Camry Williams will check back into the game as Fox takes a seat on the bench. Hamilton also checking out of the game, and into the game for her is Kelly Montoya. Cardinals inbound as Danny Smith takes it back near the half-court stripe. 3:20 to go to her left, and a foul going to be called. An offensive foul for a moving screen on Casey Anderson. She was close to it one other time that I saw, but this time the officials really eyeing her, and she ends up giving the turnover to the DECLO Hornets.
She knew that she was moving on that one too. She didn't complain at all.
3 minutes and 18 seconds to go. The turnovers keeping the Hornets alive as the Cardinals have turned it over 12 times, and the Hornets have been able to take advantage for some points as well. Inside pass finds Matthews, left low baseline, gets it outside. Maddie Ramsey drives into the lane, scoop shot, won't find the basket, and it's going to be rebounded by Anderson on the left block. Back up the court comes Danny Smith, lost one deep up ahead. McCullough takes it right corner, pass to Rasmussen, free throw line jumper, in and out again, no good. Twice now, Rasmussen has been denied a shot because of a poor roll, and the rebound goes out of bounds to the Hornets.
And they have been so close. They've been right there on the rim. If somebody had opened the door, it would have probably blown it the other way.
Hornets back with the basketball as substitutions checking in now for the Cardinals. Anderson will take a seat as Jorianne Balls checks into the game, and the ball will be brought up by Paige Ramsey. Tries to drive to her right, into the lane, backside pass, finds an open shot that gets the friendly roll on the other side by Camry Williams. And Williams gets her first basket to cut it to a 12-point lead, 32-20. Underneath, the Cardinals run quickly, and passing leads to an easy basket from Jorianne Balls as a timeout taken by the Soda Springs Cardinals. We'll take a timeout as well back here after this, and actually it's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here on this one as the Soda Springs Cardinals, Kirby, this has not been their best quarter, and this has been one of the problems for this team. We heard it from Kirsten Rasmussen in the pregame show. They have trouble in second halves closing it out sometimes.
You know, and that's been something they've had trouble with all year long. Let's hope that they can kind of get that out of their system right now, because as the tournament goes on, games get tougher. So they've got to get rid of that and move forward, scoring some more points in the second half.
And there is a lot of credit to be had, though, for the DECLO Hornets. Their full court pressure has definitely changed the intensity of this game as it's gone on. You can feel the Cardinals are starting to tighten up a little bit when they're bringing the ball up.
And I don't know why that's happening, but I agree with you 100%. I think they'll do better, and I think they'll calm down now that they have that timeout.
Cardinals will be on defense as the Hornets will be inbounding the basketball. And Paige Ramsey who's been the standout for them so far, brings it up the right side. 14-point edge for Soda Springs out of the timeout. 2:24 to go. 34-20 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Pass goes to the top of the key, picked up, dish to the right side where Maddie Ramsey dribbles it on the baseline, and she knew it automatically as the official on the baseline calmly just says, yeah, that's it. It's going to Soda.
I think she was hoping that they'd call a force out and let her bring the ball back in again.
Hornets putting 4 people into the front court as the Cardinals break the press. Near side, Smith trying to bounce it through the lane, throws it off of the foot of Camry Williams. It'll remain Cardinal basketball underneath their own basket to inbound. On the left side of the hoop, it'll be Danny Smith to start the action. Waits for McCullough to break free on the right side wing. Pass goes instead into the paint. It's picked off by the DECLO Hornets, and again on the baseline, Maddie Hamilton dribbles it in front of the Cardinals bench and can't keep it in play.
That's got to be awfully frustrating for her when she gets that close. Almost had a breakaway and then hit the sideline.
2:05 to go, 34-20, still your score. Danny Smith on the near side, bounces one off to Casey. Casey holds it to her right, now steps to her right, tries to get lane, opens up like the Red Sea, but somehow Paige Ramsey, a name we're really getting used to hearing, ends up blocking it away and out of bounds. Just saved 2 points for the Soda Springs Cardinals as Danny Smith will inbound. It's going to be taken, dished outside to the right wing. Taken by McCullough there, back inside. There's Rasmussen, steps through, is fouled from behind by Maddie Matthews. It's Maddie's third foul, and Kirsten Rasmussen gets a chance at the and one. A beautiful step-through move, and we said it, she is really good at getting the defense to commit to one side and stepping under to the right or left.
If she gets any opening at all underneath the basket right there in the lower part of the key, she is deadly. She's going to score 9 out of 10 times.
Cardinals back up to a 16-point lead, matches the biggest they've had in the game as the free throw from Rasmussen, no good, to the right side, rolls off and is rebounded on the play by Kelly Montoya. She splits a double team as the Cardinals set up the full court press. They'll break it. Ramsey for 3 from the left side. She banks it in. This is getting to be just throw it in from 35 feet and bank it home the next shot. That's all you got to do. Another three-pointer for Paige Ramsey makes it a 13-point game, 36-23. And on the far side, a travel picked up by Casey Smith as the Hornets full court press takes advantage of the chance to set up and turns it over. The Cardinals do to the DECLO Hornets. Minute and 24 to go. The Hornets bringing it forward as the ball be brought across the timeline by Montoya. Slowly and patiently dribbling the ball, steps to her right, bounce pass, kick to the right corner, taken by Paige Ramsey. Thought about the 3 again. You saw her flinch. She'll go into the lane and is going to be fouled on her way trying to get to the basket, with the foul going against, I believe, Danny Smith. Danny gets her first. Cardinals with 6. They'll be in the bonus next time they foul the Hornets. To the right side, the ball will be passed into the hands of Maddie Ramsey, picked up on the play by Balls, and Jorian's going to be fouled after getting the steal, as the Hornets doing something similar to what Taylor Myers did earlier, giving the ball away and then making a foul, trying to recover from the turnover.
One of the biggest problems these underclassmen have, trying to make up for the mistake, they make 2 mistakes.
Under a minute to play. Cardinals breaking the full court press again. Jorian Balls dished the ball from the right side by Casey Smith, and she'll be stepping to the line. A reach-in foul is going to be picked on Jasa Fox. A chance for Jorian Balls to try and knock home some shots. That's the second foul on Jasa Fox as Jory steps to the line for the first time tonight. Right-handed shooter, high in the air, cannot get the roll. Soda Springs, after going 2 of 2 in the first half, 0 of 3 here in the third quarter of play with 52.8 to go. 36-23, still your score. It's turned into a defensive battle between these two sides. And another free throw up, and this one good, as Jorian stops the run of missed free throws for the Cardinals. They're shooting 50% from the line. 50 seconds to go, 14-point lead, right where we started this third quarter of play. Into the lane, Paige Ramsey puts up a shot from 10 feet, can't get it to go, contested by several Cardinals, and the rebound bounces into the hands of Casey Smith. She gets it back from her sister Danny as they cross the timeline. Danny gets it from Casey. Casey from Danny, near side Rasmussen gets it back up to Danny. Down low, finds Jorian, back out to Danny. Good quick passing coming from the Cardinals as the Hornets continue to set up this man-to-man defense that's worked from their press. Casey Smith takes it, top of the key, tries to step behind her man, doesn't get through, gives to Rasmussen, inside balls, fade away, gets it to go. Jorianne starting to be left a little bit alone right now. She's the unknown factor for the Cardinals in the post, and she's got 7 points, 39-23 into the lane. The ball dumped underneath the basket. It rolls almost out of bounds, saved back in, but the Cardinals pick it up. And as the buzzer sounds off, Soda Springs heads into the fourth quarter, 39-23, an edge of 16 points over the DECLO Hornets. We'll take a break, come back after this on KBRV The Bear, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3 or 4-year-old children today.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Start of the final quarter of play. Soda Springs up by 16 points, 39-23 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and a chance for the Hornets to try and cut into the lead as they start off with the basketball, and immediately Danny Smith reaching in. Terrible, terrible foul to make if you're Danny at the half-court stripe, and it sends, guess who, Paige Ramsey to the line.
You know, there's no reason to do that either with a nice lead like we've got. We can play back just a little bit on defense, not commit those costly fouls.
Paige Ramsey, 2 of 3 from the line so far with 13 points. Can't hit the first of the 1-and-1, and the rebound picked up by Kirsten Rasmussen. Brought up the court, Casey Smith gets it back to the center of the court with 14 seconds gone by, spins around, has it poked away from her, but Kat McCullough recovers it and retrieves the ball for the Cardinals, but then lobs it away. Picked off by Hamilton. Up the court she goes, full court, and then stripped away by Smith, somehow blocking it away without picking up the foul.
Well, that was a great defensive play by Smith that time to take that ball away from being scored 2 points.
Means the Cardinals' 15th turnover does not result in points for the DECLO Hornets, as their score remains at 23 points to the 39 of the Cardinals, and the Hornets now almost turning it over, and just at the half-court stripe, tiptoeing it back in as the senior Ramsey to her right, dishes it to Matthews. She skips it back to Ramsey, rotates it to her sister Maddie. Hey, she can't hit a triple, and it's rebounded underneath by Jorianne Balls for the Soda Springs Cardinals. That's just her first rebound of the game. Up the right side, it'll be picked up by Sadie Groning, steps to her left on the wing, looks down low into the corner, has it pulled out of her hands. Paige Ramsey again hounding the Cardinals, brings it forward. Now she's stripped of the ball by Groning. It's going to be bounced through and taken on the way up the court. Casey Smith will try and spin to her right, and the ball is going to be picked up by the Soda Springs Cardinals after back-to-back turnovers by each side. Over to the right side, a shot put up and missed. Rasmussen can't get the first rebound to go through, finds McCullough, gets it back inside, can't finish on the next one, trips on her way to try and get another rebound, and it's going to be brought up the court by the Dragons, but not before a Bear Lake Drug jump ball is whistled against the DECLO Hornets. That gives the Cardinals the ball back as both sides trading turnovers on the play. Fans starting to pile in for the next game that'll feature the Malad Dragons against the Melba Mustangs. Final game of the night here at the Real Dairy Shootout from Bishop Kelly High School for 2A basketball. Cardinals right now, after a minute and a half in the fourth quarter, lead 39-23. Inside pass poked away from Groning as she tried to cut to the baseline, and it remains DECLO basketball after a Cardinals turned over for time number 17. Both teams with 17 turnovers. And once more, the DECLO Hornets can cross the timeline. 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go. Far side Hamilton steps around the defensive Groning all the way to the top of the key before dishing to her teammate, Maddie Ramsey. Maddie gives to her sister, Paige. She'll be double teamed by several Cardinals as well, as Soda Springs in a 2-3 zone really shifting well with the Hornets, who are trying to really pursue them beyond the three-point line and cut into the paint. Skip pass goes to the left elbow, to her left, and being fouled on the way down to the baseline is Maddie Matthews. She's going to have more one-and-one free throws coming up with 5:57 to go as another foul whistled against the Cardinals. That's their 8th.
You know, they're showing a lot of patience on offense, but they have to keep in mind that this is the fourth quarter and they're still down by 16 points. They got to pick up the offense just a little bit.
Cardinals right now just need to hold serve, and they're going to come away with the win as subs coming in. Casey Smith will check out. Danny Smith into the game for her. Casey Anderson also into the game for the Lady Cardinals. Maddie Matthews at the line. One free throw to earn a second. She can't make the first, and that makes it another miss for the DECLO Hornets as the rebound picked up underneath by Danny Smith. Groning up with the ball. Brings it across the Knight logo here at Bishop Kelly High School before kicking it outside to Danny Smith beyond the wing. Gets it to McCullough. Cat finds Danny once again, who tries to try the left side, can't get there, and a foul is going to be picked up this time on Maddie Ramsey as she reaches into Sadie Groning to force the turnover.
Number 3, Maddie Ramsey, third person.
And that was a good call that time too, I think. She might have been okay, but the official, they're closer than we are. They call it a foul, and I have to go along with them.
Very close to a steal for the Hornets. Cardinals inbound at the half-court stripe. It's passed up ahead. Jorianne Balls will end up getting the ball. Gets it to Danny Smith. Inside Anderson. And a three in the key is going to be whistled against Anderson. Got camped out a little bit too long. She pitched a tent, and the officials said you got to pay for that.
And they will. You know, and that's unfortunate because they were just getting their offense going. They had a person under the basket, but it was just too late.
Anderson with the turnover. Cardinals still up by 16. No score in the fourth quarter yet. 39-23. Soda Springs up in the game as another chance for the Hornets on the offensive end to try and strike first in this quarter, but time withering away on the clock. Into the paint. Shot put up and drilled by Kelsey Hamilton. She's got 4 in the second half, and it's to a 14-point game. The Hornets playing dead even with the Cardinals in this fourth quarter and in the third quarter as well. For 11 minutes, they've been even to Soda Springs. Groning up with the ball. Dribbles through some traffic, smartly allows it to dribble once more and get it with one hand to keep from double dribbling with the basketball. And with 4:45, she backs it away, dribbling it now to the left side wing. Tries to get through, picks up her dribble, goes inside. Anderson backing her way through, cuts it to the right wing where a 19-foot jumper from McCullough's missed. Rebounded by Anderson. Her putback is missed as well, and Paige Ramsey gets her 4th rebound of the game for the DECLO Hornets. Up the court, she pushes the pace. Gets it to her sister, and Maddie dishes it back up top to Matthews. All the way to the right side, a pass skipped to the wing, picked off by Sadie Groning. And as she tries to bring the basketball up the court after the steal, she'll get it across the timeline. Gets a Hornet to fall down, passes it to Danny Smith. Smith goes inside, Balls gives it back out to Groning. Jumper from 19 short off the front of the rim and picked up by Kelsey Hamilton. Another missed opportunity for the Cardinals to extend their lead, and a timeout's going to be taken. That one's going to be by the Hornets. We'll take a timeout as well. Back after this on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
The Soda Springs Cardinals leading by 14 points, 39-25, halfway through the fourth quarter, and just 3 minutes and 57 seconds away from a date in the semifinals here at the Real Dairy Shootout at Bishop Kelly High School. Caleb Bergraff alongside Kirby Martineau. And Kirby, what's impressed you most about the Cardinals so far in this game?
Well, you know, I'll tell you one thing that I haven't been impressed with, and that's their offensive anything to do with offense in the second half. They just have not been able to get points on the board. But I will say they have been playing some pretty good defense. They have been getting some good offensive rebounds too to get a second shot, but the shots just haven't fallen for them.
This place packing fuller and fuller as well, and this is probably the loudest gym the Cardinals have been in so far this season. That was something that I was talking about with the Malad coaching staff as well as some of the tournament staff working here, is the fact, you got freshmen out there on the court and young kids that haven't played in a state environment before. This place is loud, and it's a quick-paced game as well. Hornets opening up with the basketball. 3 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Fourth quarter of play, down by 14 points. They need points in a hurry. Matthews splits a double team at the low block and dishes it up top. Thrown away into the backcourt. A race for the ball picked up by Danny Smith. That could result in an easy basket for the Cardinals. They'll find Anderson in the lane, and the momentum is stopped quickly by the DECLO Hornets. And a jump ball another foul is going to be whistled. It's a block, and it goes against Kelly Montoya, and is the 7th, which will send Anderson to the free throw line. Anderson yet to attempt a free throw, yet to score. She was probably the most consistent Cardinal free throw shooter at the early start of the year.
I was really impressed with her free throw shooting the very early part of the year, but lately she's not been nearly as consistent as she was then.
Here she'll get a lane violation that'll help her out, but she doesn't need it as she gets a very friendly roll off of the board, and it drops through the netting. That is the first point for the Cardinals of this fourth quarter, and it comes 4.5 minutes in. One more free throw for the senior. This one is up, and that one no good. The rebound tipped into the hands of Montoya, and the Hornets trailing right now by 15 points. Will come back up the court to the left side. Montoya almost stripped of the ball, retrieves it in between the circles, and goes to her left. Paige Ramsey holds on to it, standing on the red volleyball court lines that go perpendicular to the basketball court. And she will dish the ball over to Kelly Montoya again and knocks it home for a 2-point shot. 13-point game now. The Cardinals still up 40-27. 3:02 to go. To the right side, Groning in the lane, goes backside. Casey Smith dribbles through the lane as she got it under the basket, and the Cardinals will reset as Anderson travels with the basketball on an easy call for the officials.
That was very easy to call.
19 turnovers for Soda Springs. That can be a stat that Coach Wade Schwanebelt's happy with, as Camry Williams will check back into the game for the DECLO Hornets.
I think you'll find that these gals will be having a meeting with the coach sometime later tonight to let them know that that too many turnovers, that's just not going to be a winning team if they continue to do that.
Still a 13-point lead for Soda, though. They've held the Hornets to just 27 points, so the defense has remained stellar as ever. And a pass inside will find a turnaround shot missing by Camry Williams. It's rebounded by Anderson, tries to make the break herself, passes up ahead to McCullough. She gets cut off, and another foul is going to be whistled against the DECLO Hornets. This one goes against Paige Ramsey and goes as her third. McCullough's going to get a chance to step to the free throw line for one-on-one free throws with 2.5 to go, as time continuing to count down, as the Hornets, they have to start figuring out ways to keep the defense where it's at, but find ways to score offensively. Free throw missed by McCullough, rebounded by Montoya. The Cardinals offense giving the Hornets chances to cut back into the game right now, but they've just not been able to take advantage. To her right, Paige Ramsey passes the ball into the wing, gets it back from her sister in the at the free throw line. Fox steps to the hoop, loses the ball, picked away by Groning, and again the Cardinals can bring it up the court after another Hornet turnover. It gives them 19. To the right side, Sadie Groning takes it near the half-court stripe. 2 minutes to go. Into the lane she goes. To the right side, Rasmussen gives it outside, and Casey Smith will get the basketball. Now Groning takes it to the right wing and will stand on the Black Knight logo before going to the right side. Rasmussen takes it on the wing, brings it back around to the center circle. Anderson now moves it over to Smith, as the Cardinals not really attacking the lane at all. Smith brings it back into the lane, dishes to the near side. Anderson up with a shot, is going to try and get it to go from 18 feet, can't knock it down, and is brought back up the court once again. Ramsey brings it forward, and after getting the rebound, also notches home the jumper, and Paige Ramsey continuing to be the life source of this DECLO Hornets team, as a steal forced inside by Kelly Montoya will force another Cardinal turnover, and a timeout taken as Wade Schwanebelt holds out the arm for a full. We'll take a full timeout as well. Back after this with the resumption and hopefully conclusion of this one with 1 minute and 14 seconds to go in this contest.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Welcome back out to the home of the Real Dairy Shootout for 2A basketball. The Soda Springs Cardinals right now with a 40-31 lead over the DECLO Hornets, with the basketball in favor of the Cardinals, but the Hornets have all of a sudden gone on a 7-0 run after trailing by 16 points. 40-31 the score as McCulloch gives the ball up ahead to Casey Smith. Cardinals break the full court pressure from the Hornets, passing it back outside. McCulloch spins around twice and is going to be fouled on the play. It's a range of motion foul on Kelsey Hamilton, who gets her second of the game.
Kelsey Hamilton, second personal, team foul 9.
Sends McCulloch to the free throw line again. She is 0 of 1 in the game. And with 1 minute and 1 second to go, this is a big free throw, which could extend it back to a double-digit lead for Soda Springs. Free throw up. No good again. Soda Springs starting to get the bug of not being able to make free throws. Montoya with the rebound, brings it up, goes to her right, pulls up on the wing before bouncing it outside to Ramsey. She'll try one from the top of the key, can't hit as it goes off the front of the rim, and it's rebounded by Groning inside. Loses her footing, throws the ball away, and a foul is going to be picked up inside, this time again against the DECLO Hornets and Maddie Ramsey, as she was one of the reasons why Groning ended up hitting the deck.
Do you think maybe this is the coach's strategy to not win by a whole lot, so that the team they play tomorrow will think, hey, I guess they're not really as good as we thought they were?
No.
I didn't think so either.
I think DECLO really has given the Cardinals a bigger fight than a lot of people thought that they would, as Groning at the line calmly nails a free throw. She's got a team-high 11 points for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Again, this DECLO team, their intensity after the first quarter picked up not just a notch, it went several notches up. Another free throw missed by the Cardinals. Inside McCulloch, though, fighting for the rebound. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the DECLO Hornets with 41.3 seconds to go. 41-31, a 10-point lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard for the Cardinals. Pass up ahead, goes to the right wing. Maddie Ramsey firing a triple. That's way long. Picked up on the rebound by Hamilton. Her putback is missed. Rasmussen inside, steps away, but not before a jump ball is whistled. It will give the Cardinals the rebound, though, as they will have the possession arrow in their favor for Kirsten. That's her 10th rebound of the game to go with her 9 points. 41-31 still. Groning splits another double team as the ball is inbounded, brings it across the timeline. Now she's fouled from behind again, Maddie Ramsey, and that is Maddie, the sophomore's fifth foul, and she is done for the night. That's the 10th team foul on the Soda Springs Cardinals as well. Maddie Ramsey finishes 1 point, 2 rebounds, and 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Sadie Groning will step to the line where she is 1 of 2. First free throw, no good again. Soda Springs drying up from the line. They've gone 2 of 7 in this quarter and 3 of 11 in the second half.
She'll make this one.
The freshman toes the line again, fires it up, and can't hit that one. A rebound into the hands of Maddie Matthews. She'll give it off to Hamilton to the right side. 17 seconds to go. Still that 10-point lead as the ball passed to Amanda Bott. She passes it back to Hamilton, spins to her right on the wing, pulls back, puts up a 3-ball with the defense right in her face as Rasmussen comes away with another rebound. 3 seconds to go. The Cardinals will hold on to it as the Hornets will allow them to walk away with the win. And Soda Springs, 41-31, closes out the DECLO Hornets and moves on to the second round of the state championships. And for the Soda Springs Cardinals, while they aren't the biggest team, this is not the biggest win for anybody in the district or in the state championship so far. It definitely has had its own mark of very good basketball, particularly on the defensive end.
I've been really impressed with DECLO in that second half. They had every reason to be down, and they came back with a lot of fire, a lot of spirit, and a lot of heart. They struggled and fought back into this ball game, got it into the single digits there for the fourth quarter, and they were really rolling. I was proud of them.
And they held the Soda Springs Cardinals to 0 field goals in the fourth quarter as well. Just 2 points for Soda Springs, much like what Malad did in the third quarter against them in the District 5 championship. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll do a full recap of this game. Plenty of time to wrap this one up, and we will give you a look at what's coming up next for the Cardinals, as well as how our broadcast schedule will be shaping up. On KBRV The Bear, your home for everything Caribou County athletics, as the Soda Springs Cardinals can win 41-31 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of February 9th through the 15th. And it starts off with boneless beef New York steaks at $5.99 a pound. Grab yourself some veggies to go with that steak with fresh asparagus at $1.88 a pound. Fruits for dessert can include blueberries or blackberries, 6-ounce packages at 2 for $5. Large apples are $2.49 a pound, and red seedless grapes are $1.69 a pound. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Welcome back to the home of the Real Dairy Shootout, the Soda Springs Cardinals with a 41-31 win over the DECLO Hornets. Not a truly impressive fourth quarter of play, but the Soda Springs Cardinals hanging on for the victory as they come away with the win, and we'll move on to the 8 o'clock game tomorrow night here at Bishop Kelly High School. And Kirby, the fourth quarter not what you wanted, but the opportunities were there for the Cardinals in that fourth quarter. They just didn't convert, much like what happened to DECLO in the first half.
That's true, but you know, I've seen a lot of teams that's lost ball games with all those opportunities available to them. They just didn't capitalize on them, and that happened to the Cardinals tonight. They have got to be concerned with that, because when you're in a state tournament, you're playing good, top-quality teams all the way through the tournament. You've got to produce more than that in the second half.
Soda Springs was led by Sadie Groning's 11 points. They once again were very even when it came to dishing the ball out. But before we talk about the Cardinals too much, I want to go back to Paige Ramsey. That girl, a senior, if there's not a college looking for her somewhere, at least for her shooting ability, but it wasn't just her shooting. Her defense, her control, and her patience on the court was very impressive. And if it wasn't for her, DECLO, I don't think they come even close to making it to the state tournament.
Well, I agree. They really relied on her, and she came through for them. She really was a great producer offensively, and she played good defense, as you mentioned. That's the kind of ball player that I think colleges are looking for, and I'll be surprised if she's not picked up by somebody.
The Soda Springs Cardinals did turn the ball over 20 times compared to the 19 times by the DECLO Hornets, but they out-rebounded DECLO by 12, 34-22. Both teams struggled from the free throw line. The Cardinals going 5 of 14, including 3 of 12 in the second half, while the Hornets went 3 of 13. Those 10 points for the Hornets left at the free throw line vital, because they lose by 10. So many times you look at the free throws and say, wow, what a difference it makes when you don't make them.
I agree. The other thing that you have to consider, and I'm not trying to put the Cardinals down because I thought they played a pretty good ball game tonight, but they can play better and they know that. You know, they didn't quite get in sync with what they wanted to do, but then again, you have to consider they're playing a team they haven't played before. They've not seen how they play, and it takes a while to figure it out. Then they did eventually, and they come up with the win, and that was what was really important.
Looking at the specific numbers for Soda Springs, Sadie Groning's 11 points, we mentioned, leading the way with 3 rebounds. She had a fantastic first quarter, scoring 7 of her 11 there, and she scored in 3 of the 4 quarters. Kirsten Rasmussen, a fabulous game, leading the way, 9 points, 11 rebounds. That was a vital part for the Cardinals, as she had 5 of those 11 in the 4th quarter, avoiding giving up some second chance baskets to the DECLO Hornets. Jorianne Balls with 7 points and 1 rebound. Ditto for Danny Smith. Casey Smith with 6 points and 6 rebounds. 1 point and 7 rebounds for Casey Anderson. Casey, again, not a lot of points, but the rebounding huge for the Soda Springs Cardinals.
It was a good ball game for the Cardinals. They can play better, and I think they know that, and I think they will. But they're happy with the win. That's what they came here to do. They needed a win tonight to move into that bracket for the winners tomorrow night, and hopefully they'll get another win tomorrow night.
As for the DECLO Hornets, we mentioned Paige Ramsey. Again, a huge tip of the cap to her. 15 points scored in all 4 quarters. Kelly Montoya, 4 points and 5 rebounds. Maddie Matthews, 3 points and 3 rebounds. 4 points and 3 rebounds for Kelsey Hamilton, all in the second half of play. 2 points and 2 rebounds apiece for Camry Williams and Jessa Fox, excuse me. And then Amanda Bott, quiet when she was on the court with no points and no rebounds. Maddie Ramsey fouled out with 1 point and 2 rebounds for the DECLO Hornets. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we will join Morgan Holston from the Soda Springs Drama Program, talk to her about how things have been going with new teacher Chris Carroll and what exactly the drama program might be building towards in the future. On KBRV The Bear, your home for Caribou County Athletics, where the Cardinals again here at the Real Dairy Shootout end up winning their opening game against the DECLO Hornets 41-31 in a tight affair throughout.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Caleb Burgraff here with Morgan Holston from Soda Springs High School. And Morgan, you were a part of the musical, and now you're a part of the musical theater class here at Soda Springs. And to start off, what have those 2 classes been like this year for you, especially being your first year in high school?
Well, the musical was really fun. It was actually my 3rd time doing a high school musical, because I did it in middle school too. It's really fun because it's like kind of like a big family, and we're going to be losing a lot of people that I've done it with because most of it is seniors. So it was kind of sad this year to end.
What's the difference between the two classes when you think about them? Are there any big changes between the musical class in the fall and then the musical theater class in the spring?
There's two very big differences. Musical, there's actually a ton of people that do musical, and it is music and stuff, but in music theater, we're making a movie and we learn more about music, and there's like 5 people in the class.
Which one have you enjoyed more? Which one do you feel has allowed you to really delve into what theater is about?
I don't know. Both of them were pretty fun. I got to know more about theater in music theater, but musical, I really like it because you actually get to act. And
what are some of the things that you've really picked up across the year? How do you think that you've improved in your theatrical abilities over the course of the year?
I think I've improved on acting because they gave us tips and everything this year before we started doing our musical, and you get feedback from everybody.
As a freshman, are you excited about the next 3 years? Are these classes that you're excited about continuing to take?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens and nervous because, again, we're losing so many seniors.
When you lose the seniors, though, that gives you some chances to really become more of a leader, or are the kids in the class to become a leader? Are there any ideas that you thought would be good to bring into next year's classes, especially the musical?
I thought maybe about instead of doing a musical, because we've done that so many years, just doing a drama of some sort.
What are some of the things that you hope to improve on for yourself? Not necessarily with the program as a whole, but are there any pieces of acting that you want to become better at?
I think I want to become better at everything because there's always room to improve.
What do you think about the program here at Soda Springs High School? When you think about small school programs, it's always tough to have a consistent vibe going across, but you've been doing and acting in the plays here for the last 3 years. What are some of the things that you like and enjoy about the feel that the small school town and the small town feel gets?
I like it because we get a lot of help from our community because our school doesn't have that much funding and stuff. So we get props and stuff from all over the community, and I think it's really nice that we have a small town to help us out.
Morgan, thank you so much for the time, and good luck for the rest of your years here as you continue to work on the theater.
Thanks.
Big thanks to Morgan Holston for joining us, and big thanks to you for joining us as well out there on KBRV The Bear, and of course on all 3 of our stations, 800 AM, 106.3 FM, and 92.7 FM. And Kirby, before we send it back to the regular programming, what are your final thoughts on this one? What do you take away from this game that the Cardinals really can use to build themselves into the next game and get ready for Melba?
I think the most important part that the Cardinals learned is they can't let up. They've got to continue to put pressure on for a full 32 minutes. And if they do that, I think they know that they can pretty much beat anybody that they play against. So they're going to have to be a little more consistent tomorrow night, and if they do that, they'll be great.
Good words of advice. Melba and the Mustangs getting set to take on the Malad Dragons. This game could be a there's a lot of different ways this one could go, but it's going to be a good game is my thoughts and my opinion. If the Malad Dragons can do what DECLO did not and not get shut and not let the atmosphere get to them in the first half of play, if they can keep it close with Melba by the time it gets to the second half, this could be a very interesting game. But the winner of this game will take on the Cardinals at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. We hope to hear from you, or we hope that you will be hearing from us tomorrow night on KBRV as well. Our pregame show will be at 7:30 and a late tip at 8 o'clock on KBRV The Bear. Thank you once again for Kirby Martineau. I'm Caleb Burgraff, and for Kate Backer in the studio running the board, we want to thank you once again for tuning in to KBRV The Bear, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Girls Basketball on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Local sports have been brought to you by Hunziker Ford, Monsanto, and Silver Star Communications. The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank our sales team of Julie Burley and Kim Miller, as well as our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, website manager, Garrett Worf, and chief photographer, Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors and to you as well for tuning in. Be sure to visit mylocalradio.com/Soda Springs for archived copies of games and past interviews with players and coaches from across the county. And until the next time the teams of Caribou County take to the hardwood, goodbye and good night.